What's happening, everyone? I hope you're having a very blessed day today. I'm your host, Zach SchuZ, Shoemaker, but today's an episode you cannot miss, so stay right there, sit back down, and enjoy today's episode. You're going to hear from three of PowerHouse Honors' top guys in Jalen Scott, Wyatt Bell, and Nate Pickens. And then to wrap the entire episode off, you're going to hear from the man at Sunnyslope that will help lead them while at the point guard position in Oakland Fort. Trust me, it's an episode you cannot miss today, and there's one more coming up as this is the third episode of the AIA series, but the fourth one will drop in a couple of days, and you're not going to miss hearing from those guys. So head over to Instagram and Twitter and follow me at Zach Shoemaker to stay up to date on that. You can also subscribe to my podcast, whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Make sure to hit that, give it a 5-star review, whatever you can to keep spreading the movement and to stay up to date on the future SchuZ views and this series. But with that being said, I think we're going to hop right on in. So let's get into it. I'm blessed to welcome on the number 159 ranked player in the country. The 4-star guard looks to lead PowerHouse Honors this upcoming season in what could be a state championship run. He also ranks the number 8 in the state, and he's number 26 point guard in the country after being a star on PowerHouse Hoops this past summer, which is now AZ Select. And with that being said, I'm blessed to welcome on Jalen Scott. What's happening, my guy?
What's up, bro? I've just been chilling. I was with the family earlier.
No doubt. Let's just jump right in. Talk about your upcoming high school season. Obviously, PowerHouse Honors are one of the favorites to win state. Talk about really what your expectations are for the year, and talk about the team.
My expectations, I want us to go far for sure. But like really, I just want to see like the whole team just really go crazy, like do their best ever, like just get a whole bunch of offers because we deserve it because we're a little school, but we're still proving people wrong and stuff. So yeah.
No doubt. I think when you look at the roster, obviously Wyatt's got an offer and with Air Force and just having a whole bunch of you guys that are highly talented players like Nate, like a lot of you guys that are able to go out there and obviously perform. And I think colleges just look at the fact that they don't really care, I don't think, about the small school anymore. Just as long as you guys can play and they'll be able to see that's going to be huge.
Yeah, that's facts.
Mm-hmm. So kind of talk about the rest of the roster. Who's some of the other guys going to kind of help lead the team alongside you and what do they bring to the table?
Oh, obviously Jerry, he's like our big, but he's athletic too, and his shot's gotten better. Nate, he's new, so we added him. That's like one of the best 2022s in the state. Blessing, he's a underrated 2022. He's nice off the bench or he starts. And then we have our 6'9" dude Logan. That's my guy. He's gotten way better. He's developed more stuff. Like he's gotten way better from last year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then my guy Austin, sharpshooter.
No doubt. And so kind of talk about why you decided to go to attend PowerHouse Honors.
Well, I went there because the only really choice I had was Valley Vista, and at the time they weren't that good. So then, like, cause Coach Huddle, he went to like my 8th grade games, and he like talked to my mom and stuff, so he like put in the effort. So I was like, I mean, all right, I'm there then.
Mm-hmm.
So then we got Josh and John, Antoine, Deshawn. So we were nice. My freshman year.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And I think obviously talk about the rest of your class. I think obviously Arizona basketball's got a lot of great talent, especially I think in your class that's really loaded in the 2021 class. So kind of talk about that and who's some of your guys that you really created great chemistry with that are some of the stars.
I mean, I feel like after the show thing, that was like top 10 2021. So I have a connection with like all of them. Like Deron, like Justice, one of my close friends, because he was like 5 minutes away from me. Like all of them, like Carson, he's cool. Todd, that's my guy. Like all of them, really. We were just vibing.
Absolutely. And that's something I think is so special because I think in Arizona there's so much talent, but especially in the class of 2021, I mean, you guys are obviously just loaded.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because like Ty now, they got a whole bunch of offers. And then like I got 2, Justin has like 5. So it's crazy. Like we're all like good friends. And we're like D1 bound.
Absolutely. And then talk about some of those offers that you have and really what stands out about them.
Like NAU, they text me often, they call me often. So there's like cool people too. Like they said they're gonna come visit the games, and then when we went up there for their team camp with the coaches, they like gave me feedback and stuff. And then UC Riverside, Lisa, that's my guy. Like he texts me too, he calls me too, like just check up on me. And then I went to the team camp over the summer, and I seen him. We were just like, that's my guy. Like that's like like friend, basically.
That's awesome. And so,
Yeah.
when it comes time to like decide in your colleges, what's something that you're really gonna look for in terms of looking in for a college?
Um, Probably if it's close, cause like my family and stuff, I want them to come watch me. But really just what like whatever I feel, whatever fits me best, like the situation I'm in.
No doubt. So, any other colleges that have kind of showed interest in you or have kind of talked to you a couple times yet?
Yeah, there's like Colorado State, Pepperdine, UC Santa Barbara, like those schools. They text me, they came in to watch us work out a couple of times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, when are you gonna start looking at possibly taking some visits and kind of looking at really starting to get heavy into your recruitment process?
Um. Uh, that's a good question. For visits, Riverside said they'd give me an official, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. He just texted me that.
hmm
And then yeah, Irvine they talked about it too. They talked to me about like getting to a game. Pepperdine too. So it's really just whenever they want me to have one, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. And so, kind of looking at, like you said, obviously there's a lot of talent in the 2021 class, especially. So, is there anyone maybe
Yeah.
you've talked to or possibly wanted to look at teaming up some way or something down the line?
Well, me and Justice, we talk about like if we're gonna play club and like where I, and, I text Duran too. Might hit up Ty Ty, ask him where he's gonna go for club. Yeah, that's really about it for club.
No doubt. And then obviously this past AAU season, you played with PowerHouse Hoops, which is now easy to select. But talk about what that experience was like and really what you took away from it.
Paris was cool. I came back off like because I like stress fracture in my leg, so I came back off that. And I played all right, but like I got hurt in Atlanta, and that was like the only tournament I played in, and like so they sat me most of the time, so it was cool.
hmm Absolutely. And talk a little about the show game. Talk about that team. Obviously, there were a lot of the top players in your class. Kind of talk about what it was like being able to play with those other guys.
The conference game was crazy because like playing against like Frankie and Josh, and like they're nice, so like being a part of that, like playing with Ty Ty, Duran, just on the same team, because like those are my guys. Even John and Ricky, those are my guys too. So like just playing with them off the bench, like going in, like, it was crazy. Cause like Compass is stacked. It was like just talent everywhere. So it was crazy.
And obviously, like you said, Compass is loaded
Yeah,
with talent, and they are still an elite
yeah,
team. I think you guys just having that chemistry, just knowing each other, growing up together, and being able to like play with each other was obviously a great thing. And you guys obviously played great together. And I know there's a lot of rumors about possibly a lot of you guys trying to team up at some point. Obviously, just be something special.
yeah. That's facts.
hmm And then before I let you go, I'd like to wrap up with a couple different questions. The first one just being, who do you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
My role model, like my favorite player is LeBron. I remember when he hit that game winner against the Magic, and like that's like how I just like I was like, this dude's crazy. Like he was so good. And then like Troy Polamalu, because I'm a Steelers fan, so like I watched him play, and like he was just crazy on defense.
hmm Absolutely. And then my final question is just, how do you say God's kind of helped impact you and get you to the point you're at today?
God's really done everything for me. I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't do nothing without him, really. Like I go to church and like I just like see little signs that like God is actually real. So it's crazy to think that like my athletic or my brain or whatever, like, cause he did it for me.
100% agree, man. I mean, to be able to have God that's always there for you and kind of helps us kind of lead our way into finding what our path is that He wants us to do is awesome. Because once you hit that path, it's something that's awesome, and you really there's nothing else that can replace it.
Yeah, it's just done it all for me. So I'm gonna just give it all for him.
No doubt. But definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, my guy. Best luck this upcoming season, as I'm excited to see what you're able to do in the last couple of years in high school.
All right, dog. Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. God bless.
Yes, sir.
Hold up, if I were you, I'd stay right there and I wouldn't be going anywhere. You just got to hear from Jalen Scott, but up next is one of his running mates at PowerHouse Honors and Wyatt Bell. He just got back from one of his visits from Air Force, and you're not going to miss hearing from that and so much more. So if I were you, I'd stay right there as this interview comes up right after this. I'm excited to be able to welcome on one of the top guards in the state and PowerHouse Honors star, and one that's already got an offer from Air Force and Wyatt Bell. What's going on today, bro?
What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. So let's jump right in. I mean, you just recently got back from a visit from Air Force. How'd that go?
Good. I felt at home. The coaching staff did a great job making me feel welcomed and all that. It was amazing. I was blown away. It was such a great opportunity.
Without a doubt. So kind of talk about the process. What was it like when you first got your offer from there, and how did it kind of go down?
Well, they're the first school to ever call me. They called me in my 9th grade year, and they've always been in contact with me. And so it's been kind of like a year's waiting for that one. And so they ended up calling me late that night. They came in to watch me. They came on a home visit. They didn't end up offering me, so I was kind of upset. And then next thing you know, the next day he calls me at like 9:30, and he just said, like, it was the day before my birthday, and he asked me, he's like, "Do you like early birthday presents?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I'm giving you a full ride scholarship." And me and my mom just started crying because, like, you know, that's every Hooper's dream.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I think for anyone, obviously, if your first offer is one of the biggest schools or the smallest schools, whatever it is, just that moment of like knowing that it's officially like you're gonna have your college paid for, you get to play 4 more years. It's obviously just a great blessing.
I know, and Air Force is one of those schools that like not only gives you 4 years, it gives you a career after too. You know, it's a good opportunity. It's a blessing. But yeah, it's every Hooper's dream. Yeah, it's cool.
And so I know that also was one of the things that obviously it kind of was a dream of getting Air Force for you. I mean, that was something that was a pretty cool thing. And kind of talk about what meant knowing that your first offer came from Air Force.
It meant the world. Like my stepdad, my whole family, they've been F-16 pilots, F-35s. So that's kind of what I want to do with my life, obviously. So it meant a lot. That's kind of been my dream school forever. You know, it's just such a good opportunity. So it meant the world to me and my family because I worked really extremely hard for it because it's not only on the court but off the court too academically because it's a very hard academically school. So I've been working really hard like off and on the court. So it meant a lot. It was very like rewarding knowing that all my hard work is getting paid off.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
To kind of talk about the rest of your recruiting process. Obviously, I mean, you still have a couple years of playing basketball. I mean, in terms of high school, and so kind of talk about what that's going to look like in terms of are there any other colleges maybe reached out to you that you're in contact with, or what's that looking like?
I just got back from a visit from Ole Miss. That's probably the biggest school recruiting me, SEC. I went there down in August. I've had some other schools like Utah State, USC, Stanford, and just, you know, I've had schools, but Air Force is definitely number one that's after me. They've offered me. So, but we'll see. Like, NAU's called me. So I've had some calls, but I'm probably going to make my decision earlier than later. So it's been good. It was tough, like not playing AAU, but now it's starting to pick up. So it's a blessing.
Absolutely. I mean, God obviously has his own timing for everything, and his hands obviously in everyone's lives, and there's always different tribulations that kind of come up that kind of help just grow you as a person. And one of those obviously was your injury. Can I talk about that recovery process? Obviously, that was a long recovery. Talk about what that process was like.
It was super tough. That was probably one of the toughest things I had to do because that happened the day before the playoffs, and I was just heartbroken. You know, I had to sit my 9 games because I transferred, so I was already not playing a lot. I already missed half the season. Then I tore all the ligaments in my ankle. Next thing you know, I found out I have to get surgery. I'm gonna be out for like 7-8 months. Had no offers. I was stressed, and so it was super stressful. Like it got to the point like you have to learn to walk again because I got a whole new ankle. So it was definitely a mental challenge, but it was really a blessing in disguise because if I look where I'm at now, I have a Division I offer. I have these high major schools recruiting me, and before I got that injury, I had nobody recruiting me. So, but it was very tough. Like with physical therapy, it was very, very challenging to get where I am at today. But you know, it's just a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said earlier, I mean, the academic part, I mean, that's something that allows you to know, you can kind of mature more, you can kind of learn the feel of basketball more, but it also helps you to focus on other aspects as well to help prepare you for the next few years of high school.
Yeah, like PowerHouse Honors is a very good academic school. It's one of the best academic in the state. And so our staff and administration, I give them the most credit in the whole world because they do a really good job for not just me, but the school and all the students and the players especially, you know. They really set us for college. Like I don't think that Air Force offer wouldn't even been possible if it wasn't for Paradise Honors and their administration, the coach huddle and all that. Like, they play a big part in that,
That's huge. So did you say right now you're at 100% now with your ankle?
Yeah, I am. I would say so. I have my days, where it gets fatigued early because I was in the cast for five months. So, all those muscles are there. But I would say I'm pretty close to 100. My balance is starting to come back. My explosion is coming back. But yeah, I feel like I'm 100. I just got done with PT after February, almost after 9 months. So I say I'm 100. I feel right. I'm playing well. I feel healthy. I feel really good.
That's huge. So really, what went into the decision to first go in and decided you're going to attend Paradise Honors?
It really was just like I was at Verado at the time, and the only reason I was really at Verado is because my mom was a single mom at the time, so I really didn't have a ride anywhere. And then next thing you know, I always knew Jalen, I always knew the players over there, I always really liked them. And then I started driving because I turned 16 that September, and I said, Mom, like I want to go play at Paradise. We were going to transfer anyway, so it was either there or Millennium. And I want to go play for Paradise. I want to go play with Jalen. And then that's when I found out Jerry and then Mature Roy at the time were transferring over there too. So I was just like, I want to go be there. I want to be in a good school system. Like, I think that'd be the best fit for me. And then I went out there, and it's the biggest blessing. It's the best decision I've ever made, basketball and academically.
Absolutely. So kind of talk about you guys. Obviously, you guys are one of the favorites to win state. Talk about what it's like being able to play alongside all these guys. I mean, like you said, Jalen's there. Obviously, Nate Pickens is a new transfer there. You guys have guys like Blessing. I mean, the list goes down. I mean, tell about what you guys are kind of expectations are and how you guys are kind of growing chemistry-wise.
I mean, we're really good friends off on the court. Like, our school is a smaller school, so our chemistry is very, very good. Like, we have obviously very high expectations of ourselves and as a team because we know like what we're capable of. Like, we got Jerry, me, Nate, Blessing, Jalen, and I feel like our bench is some like the most unrecognized bench in the state. We got RJ Jenkins, I feel like one of the best pressure guards, and we got Austin, the knockdown shooter. Like, they don't get recognition. So our chemistry, we've been really going hard in practice with Coach Huddle. He's a really good coach. He pushes us. So obviously, we want to win state, but we're in a little smaller division. That's our ultimate goal. But we also want to win those big national games, like when we play Coronado. We want to win those. We want to win out this year because we know what we're capable of.
Without a doubt. That's something that I think in today's world, obviously with media, the way scouts are able to kind of watch everyone play, I honestly don't think it really matters if you're 6A, if you're 1A, whatever it really is. I mean, if you can play, they're going to see you. And obviously when you get to go play those games like Coronado and play some of those teams that really allow you guys to just go show out and play at a high level, and that's what really can draw you guys big attention.
It is, because obviously we do have those games. As being a smaller school, we play not as good teams, and we play as good teams, but it doesn't matter. Like, during summer league, we beat the 6A, 5A schools just as they're 3A. I feel like that's kind of changed in the basketball society over the last 5 years as a division. You got Rancho Solano, for example. They're 2A, and they were one of the best. They're still one of the best teams in the state, and they were last year too. So I feel like it's just changed over the years.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And so kind of talk about the overall in your division. Talk about really who else you guys are really looking at that will be a tough matchup and something that you're going to have to end up going against to possibly win state.
Obviously, Valley Christian, they beat us last year. We had some injuries last year, but, they're obviously good. They're a good coach team with Logan Phillips. That's who leads them. And then LA Queen Creek, they're kind of a sleeper. Nobody really knows about their guys, but they're big, they're good. And they're a good coach. They're well coached. So they're kind of a sleeper nobody really knows about because they're not a big name, don't have a lot of big players, but they're good. So that's probably our biggest challenge. But if we know if we do what we need to do, we'll be fine.
Without a doubt. So like you said earlier, I mean, you guys were able to go and compete against 5A, 6A schools in the summer. But talk about overall as a state. Talk about some of the star players that you think are going to have big-time years this year and really some of the top teams in the state.
Obviously, you got Millennium. Paradise Honors, we play against Millennium because we're really close. Drawn Holmes for sure. That's my guy. We work out together. He's obviously going to be big time. He's going to show you Ty Washington for sure. For sure. And then I'd put Jalen up there too. Besides our team, I feel like me and Jalen are gonna have a breakout year. But I feel like I feel obviously Dron's gonna run 5A this year, and then I feel like Ty is gonna run that. But you also got good teams like Skyline. I feel like up there they have like their top players, and they also have like good well-rounded teams like Skyline up there and Mountain Point. So it's gonna be an interesting year.
I think that's definitely one thing. I think obviously the prep world is something that has taken a lot of top players maybe and gone different routes that way. But I think you
Yeah,
look at there's a lot of in each division there's one, two, three, four teams that are really elite and obviously are loaded with talent. Obviously, you
yeah,
said 6A, you've got obviously Ty Cedar Shop is one of the favorites. You got DV, Mountain Point, Skyline, and
exactly.
5A you got guys like Sunnyslope, Millennium, and whatnot. But
You
it's
got
just gonna be a really
Ironwood in
interesting
there.
thing.
Yeah, like with Ironwood, I think they're really slept on. They got some shooters, so they're gonna be tough for Millennium. I think that's gonna be the matchup of the year in that division.
Without a
Yeah,
doubt. And so
yeah.
before I let you go, I was like wrapping up with a couple different questions. The first one being, who'd you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
Definitely my mom for sure. I mean, I give her all the credit in the world. She got dealt with a bad hand. Losing her husband and kind of just facing being a single mom because I have a little brother too, and just raising two kids by herself is she's superwoman. I give her all the credit in the world. She's the strongest woman I know.
hmm That's
Yeah,
awesome. I mean, obviously God gives someone your life and someone that can be equipped that can kind of help lead someone. I mean, and just awesome when he able to kind of give trials and tribulations that overall can make you stronger, but just help you be able to get through and obviously creates really an unbreakable bond with someone.
exactly. We've gotten so close over the years. Like she's been my coach since she played college basketball, so she was my coach since little, and we just been closer ever since. So my brother, it's just a blessing. She's the strongest woman I know.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And the final question is, how would you say God's helped get you to the point you're at today?
Extremely, extremely. I've obviously been, blessed with some, athleticism, just that kids don't normally have. But, I've been also blessed to be in the situation I am and have the opportunities. So I don't know. I give all the credit to him. I worked for, what I have today, like my offers and, basketball wise, but, it wouldn't be possible without him.
Absolutely. I mean, like
Yeah.
once again, just going back to it, obviously he put so many different paths and ways, and something might be a bumps on the road, but at the end of the day, we get to the point he has destined for us, and that's something that really is just an incredible thing when you get to that point.
Yeah. So, it's crazy how he works, but it's in disguise.
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
man. Well, definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. Best luck with
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
season, and obviously from here on out.
All right, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem, bro. God bless.
All right, you too, bro.
Don't go anywhere. You already got to hear from two of the star players on PowerHouse Honors, but up next, you got to hear from the new guy and Nate Pickens. Don't miss hearing what he has to say about his transfer out to PowerHouse Honors, his crazy summer with the EYBL circuit, and winning MVP at Justin Vargas' show event, and so much more. Trust me, you're not going to miss his interview as his comes up right after this, so stay tuned. It's great to be able to welcome on one of the top guards in the state of Arizona, especially in class of 2022, where he helped lead Izzy Supreme this past summer in the EYBL circuit. And now after a big freshman year at Dysart, where he came away winning Freshman of the Year in the state of Arizona, he now is getting ready to help be a big piece on PowerHouse Honors Championship potential run. And he also was the MVP of Justin Vargas' event while helping leading the show 2022. And with that being said, I'm excited to be able to welcome on Nate Pickens. What's happening, my guy?
Not much. Just chilling.
No doubt. Let's jump into it. Obviously, you're just transferred out to PowerHouse Honors now. Talk about really what went into that decision and really what you're excited about.
Really what went in that decision was getting noticed and looked at by colleges, and I knew Paradise would give me that. Playing with other D1 players like Jalen, Jerry, Wyatt, those guys.
Absolutely. And obviously, as a heading into the season, with being one of the favorites to obviously win state, I mean, like you just said, a lot of those guys that are there's a lot of D1 players on that team, and just being able to play alongside them is going to be huge.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're kind of talking about the expectations for this year. What's your guys' expectations, and how's that looking right now?
Our expectations are definitely to win a ring this year. Last year they made it to the Final Four, lost to Valley Christian, tough loss, but they didn't have Jerry. So I think now this year we had a couple pieces, players getting better. We'll definitely have a chance to win.
Without a doubt. Now, looking at the state as a whole, who'd you say are the teams that you guys are really looking at that will kind of challenge you guys the most throughout the season?
I think Valley Christian. I heard of a couple teams like ALA, Queen Creek, and some other teams. But I don't really know 3A like that. I don't really know really much about Valley Christian, so I think that's the team we're going to be playing.
Without a doubt. So talking about the team and the chemistry, I mean, obviously, like you said, there has been some changes in terms of the roster, but talk about how the chemistry is kind of going and how you guys are really connecting so far.
I think we're doing pretty good right now. We played a lot during the summer and this fall, so I think we're really starting to gel.
Without a doubt. And I know one of the method that a lot of people look at is obviously the prep route. And as you know, I mean, you obviously still young, you're still an underclassman and all, but talk about really what that appeal kind of has to you, and have you maybe given that any thought or consideration down the line?
Yeah, I've given that a lot of thought. There's a couple prep teams that I was interested in playing in the next couple of years. But right now, I'm just focused on this season with Paradise, see how it goes.
I think obviously it's a great kind of concept, just coming high school for the first year or two and just kind of getting that under your belt and be able to play still representing your state and all, and then be able to go to the
Yep.
prep route, which is obviously a national thing, which can also bring in a lot of offers as well.
Yeah, I think playing prep maybe next year would definitely help me for college and stuff. So definitely get me stronger, see what I'm going up against and stuff. Yeah.
No doubt. And so talk about a little about college. Really, has there been any schools that's maybe talked to you or maybe considered possibly offering you, or you guys are maybe on unofficial visits or something?
There's been a couple of D1 colleges that came in the gym over this summer and fall to watch us practice and stuff, and a lot of coaches have been interested, like University of Northern Colorado, UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, Colorado State, a couple D1s like that.
Absolutely. And so down the line, when the time comes to obviously start looking more in depth in terms of your recruitment process and where you might end up going to for college, really, what do you want to see from a college that will help really attract you there?
I want to go to college where like the team's built around me as a guard, and I can just go in and make an impact.
No doubt. I think that was also one of the great experiences that you're able to go kind of show colleges what you can do, and that was obviously in the EYBL playing with AZ Supreme.
Yeah.
So kind of talk about what that experience was like and really how you got that opportunity.
I think it was a great experience actually. Like it just opened my eyes up on like all the top players in my class and like what I need to work on for next year and these upcoming years.
Absolutely. So kind of talk about the progress of the season. I mean, obviously there was a lot of shifting a little bit into the season. Obviously, some guys like Tez left and all, but talk about really what that was like and really what happened there and how you guys kind of regrouped to kind of form the team you guys ending the season with.
Tez leaving, it was definitely something that everybody was a little upset about because he bring a lot to the team, energy, defense, all that. But I think we bounced back from that pretty good. The team still stuck together and, fought hard through every game, play with energy. We got to bring our own energy, so I think it still went well for us.
Absolutely. And so now looking at the next season, are you still looking at possibly playing with AZ Supreme, or is there other teams you've also given consideration to go play for?
I don't think I'll go back to Supreme, but there's like Coach Boswell wants me to play with the new Arizona Elite Basketball Club, or it could be AZ Select.
No doubt. And obviously both are great opportunities where they both can obviously put you at the spot to be able to produce at a college level.
Yep.
And obviously when it comes time to decide which club team you will end up playing for, it will come down to really seeing who you're going to play alongside. And there wasn't really a better example of that than when you got to go play alongside a lot of the top guys in your class at Justin Vargas' event, which was the SchuZ All-Star Game. So kind of talk about what that experience was like and really what you took away from it.
I think it was a great event. It gave everybody a chance to show their talents before the next high school season. It's always great playing with the guys.
Without a doubt. So kind of talk about the atmosphere. Obviously, that was a great event. Vargas put together a lot of great events this summer, and talk about what that was like. Obviously, like you said, it was kind of like an all-star event where everyone from Arizona, the top players, got to get together and really play together. So talk about what that was kind of like in the atmosphere there.
It was a great atmosphere, a lot of energy. It's just always fun, showcasing your talent in front of your friends and family and stuff. It's really great.
Without a doubt. And so now looking out back at high school, I mean, looking at all the talent throughout AIA, who are some of the guys that you really think stand out to you that will end up being some of the top players this year?
For my class, definitely Dylan Anderson, Makai. Those are probably like the top that stand out to me right now.
Okay, no doubt. And in terms of the state as a whole, who would you say would be the biggest guys that stand out?
Ty Washington, Duran, Oso. I think Jalen Scott on my team, very great point guard, one of the top in the state. And Jerry, if he keeps working hard in the gym every practice, he could be one of the top players on it.
Absolutely. And now looking at All State once again, who's the most underrated players that you think are really going to have breakout years this upcoming season?
Underrated, Jalen Scott. Wyatt's kind of underrated. He's been working hard. He's got to show everybody what's up this season, I'm pretty sure. And we have a lot of underrated players on our team. Blessing, Watite, he's pretty underrated in my class. Those are some underrated players I know, right off the top.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's so much talent obviously spread out throughout Arizona that really is. I mean, there's a lot of guys that obviously have got the stage now, like Ty, like Duran, like Osa, and a lot of those guys. But there's so many guys that's going to start coming to their own. Obviously, as now they get into their the last years of underclassmen years, and then obviously becoming upperclassmen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so before I let you go, I was like wrapping with a couple different questions. The first one being, who in your life would you say has been your biggest role model?
Definitely my dad. He's always been taking his time out just to put in work with me whenever I need it, and just taking this all the time, just taking me all across the world just to get better at basketball.
I mean, obviously, always having that dad or someone in your life that can just kind of guide you down your path and help support your dream and get you to the point you really want is obviously a huge thing.
Yep.
And on my final question before I let you go, I was like wrapping up just because I'm a man of faith and obviously put God first in everything I do. Just how would you say God's helped get you to the point you're at today in life?
Just trusting, believing in him, and trusting my skills. He's just always been like protecting me throughout everything, making sure I don't get any serious injuries, and making sure just life is good.
Without a doubt. God's obviously that person that's always there and can always just kind of help guide you down your path as well. And obviously, God is a very special thing for everyone in store.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, my guy. Best of luck this upcoming season and obviously from here on out.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. God bless. I'd sit right back down because you're not going to miss hearing what's up next. You just got to hear from three of the stars on PowerHouse Honors, and trust me, PowerHouse Honors is a heck of a team this year. But they're not the only star-studded roster this year. That's also Sunnyslope, which is primed to potentially win a state championship in 5A, and you get to hear from the man at the helm of it all at the point guard position in Oakland Fort. Don't miss hearing what Oak has to say about playing with AZ Supreme in the EYBL circuit this upcoming season, and so much more. So how are you guys sit right back down and get ready to hear from Oakland Fort as this interview comes up right after this. I'm excited to welcome on one of the top guards in the state, especially in class of 2022. He's getting ready to help lead Sunnyslope this upcoming season in what could be a championship state run. He also was a big part in helping leading AZ Supreme this past summer on the EYBL circuit. And that person is Oakland Fort. How you doing today, bro?
Not much.
That's good. Let's jump in. I mean, obviously the days are counting down, and we're getting closer and closer to the first game of the season. Talk about what the team's looking like, and really what are you guys excited for?
Honestly, I'm excited for just the season in general, just the challenge, because 5A and the teams that we're going to play this year are pretty tough. There's a lot of competition in 5A this year, so I'm just ready for the challenge. The team's looking really good right now. Practices have been good, but we can improve.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. I think like you said right there, I mean, 5A's really improved a lot. I think a lot of guys have really been kind of grown and starting to come into their own. Obviously, you see guys like Millennium and a lot of guys like that. But with you guys, I mean, obviously you guys have one of the best big men in the state in Carson. And then you guys obviously go down the list. I mean, you guys really have every position as someone that is one of the top players in their class in the state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have Carson and Grady as our bigs. We have Paul Hayden. I feel like Paul is really slept on. People don't really talk much about him, but I think he's definitely one of our best players. We have me and Malcolm. We have Jaden Warren, Elijah. Elijah's going to be great for us this year. I know he has to sit out a couple games because he's a transfer, but he's going to be great for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Adrian Moore and Sydney Wooten, our backup guards. They're also amazing. So
No doubt.
we have depth. So.
Mm-hmm. So who would you say when you look at all of the teams in 5A, who's maybe the big team you guys are really having to look forward to maybe have to go against to win state, or maybe the top other teams?
Personally, I'm ready for Millennium because I know they're hyped up and they have Duran who used to play for Vipers. We both used to play for Vipers, so I know him, and I know Justin used to play for Vipers too. So I'm ready to play them, but I also know Gilbert's still good this year. I know they won last year, but they still look pretty. Their team is still nice. I know Ironwood. I've heard about them. I know they have transfers, and I know they're going to be good. I'm sure Apollo will still be decent. Yeah, I think I got it all. Centennial will probably be good.
Mm-hmm, for sure. I think, like you said, obviously the big matchup I think a lot of people are projecting right now is you guys versus Millennium, and that's gonna be something that's gonna be an incredible matchup. I think honestly, you guys have someone that could really be a great matchup at really every position. I think obviously Carson Durant will be a great show. I think you and Justice will be able to put on a show. I think just looking down the entire rosters, I think everyone kind of matches up, including having guys off your benches. I think it really just be a great game to see.
Yes, I'm excited for that. We play them during the regular season too. I'm not sure when, but we do play them.
No doubt. Just let's kind of talk about you now. Obviously, now you're heading into your second year. Talk about really what it's been like. Obviously, freshman year was a little bit of like developing, getting understanding, and then you started taking off. But talk about coming into your sophomore year. Really, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting big things out of myself and especially my teammates. My teammates are great, but last year, yeah, as you said, I was like getting into it, learning how the program works and everything. But this year, like even during this week of practice, like I kind of know what's going on. I can help our transfers out, and I just have a better understanding of everything.
No doubt. I think one place obviously you were able to grow a lot on was be able to play on the EYBL circuit with AZ Supreme. So kind of talk about what that experience was like, and first of all, just how did you kind of get the opportunity to go play with them?
I got the opportunity through Coach Boswell, even though he ended up going to Strive for Greatness. But I'm very grateful and thankful for that because it helped me grow over summer. It helped me make new connections with other players around Arizona. And the competition is just ridiculous. Like, it's good, but it's really competitive. The speed it's even faster than high school ball, but it's really fun. I enjoyed it. I wish we would have done better because, we didn't make the gym, but it was a good experience. Good first year on the UIBL.
Without a doubt. I think one thing you obviously talked about was that the EYBL, I mean, you obviously look at that. Every team's roster is going to be full of D1 players. And obviously, you look at it, there's a lot of guys that can be like kind of destined to be on the NBA as well in that circuit. And every game you're going against that just kind of pushes you and gets you ready for really the future.
Yeah, every team we played, there was not one bad team we played. All the games were close. One game we were killing the team by like 30, 40 at halftime, but they came back. We ended up beating them, but they still came back. So all the teams are tough out there. All the players are tough. The competition is high, and it's really fun, honestly.
No doubt. So kind of talk about some of the guys on your team. Obviously, people know Jalen and some other guys, but talk about really who are the guys and kind of who made up the roster.
Uh, so Nate Pickens, I know you know Nate Pickens, great guard, great scorer. He says he likes to pass, but nah, he don't pass like that. Nah, I'm playing. He passes, but Nate, Trent, the guards were me, Nate, Trent, Makai Mason. Makai's a great shooter. He was definitely, I think he was our best shooter on the team. And then our forwards, we had Garrison, JoJo, Zab. Zab played first for a little bit, but he was playing overseas with, I think, he was playing with some national team. So we had them, then we had Dylan, of course, and Awar. It was a Peoria. So yeah, that was the team.
Absolutely. And so then obviously midway before obviously the rest of the RBL stuff happened, obviously there was Section 7 for you guys. Talk about what that event was like. Obviously you guys were very successful in it. Talk about what that event was like.
Section 7, I'm super glad that all those people got it set up. It was a great tournament or whatever you want to call it. I didn't play because I messed with my ankle over summer in a game at the PHH facility, and I didn't play until the championship game. But my teammates did such a great job throughout the games that we had to play. We played a really tough Dons team in the semifinals. Ended up beating them. I'm pretty sure they had 2 D1 players, and we did a great job of keeping them contained. And then we played in the championship game. I actually played in I think they're from Nevada, but yeah, that was a great tournament. I really enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
I hope they continue to do that tournament. I feel like it benefits a lot of players also because of all the college coaches that get to come watch.
No doubt. And that right there you just said is a huge thing because I think a lot of people always know that maybe it is a little bit harder, at least prior to this event, for guys in state to really get a lot of things. Obviously, that's why a lot of guys decide to go to the prep route. But I think for you guys really being part of that, I think a lot of people knew, obviously, Ty was a great player. We knew Duran and Carson were great players, and those were obviously the headlines, and they obviously came away with a ton of offers. But because of all those guys coming to see them now, a whole bunch of guys on those rosters also got a lot of good looks and offers, and that was just a great thing to see.
Yes, it just benefits a lot of players. That's a takeaway I took from the tournament.
Without a doubt. So let's talk a little about your recruitment process. How's that looking? What schools have maybe been in contact with you, and what's that kind of looking like?
Only so the schools that have been at our open gyms, only a couple of them have actually talked to me, but I haven't honestly looked at anything yet, but that'll be coming in the future.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And obviously being still an underclassman is something that doesn't necessarily always happen. I think a lot of people have it at different times. It just depends on when God wants that to happen, obviously. And it just depends. I mean, some people do come in as a freshman sometimes and have offers. Sometimes goes into sophomore. Most people obviously is going into junior year. Some people even are later past senior year, but just really on God's timing and really what works best for him. And I mean, obviously for you, you know that the offers will come eventually.
Yes, I agree with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I still have a decent amount of time to pick up those offers.
Without a doubt. And so when it does come time, you really start getting your offers and really comes closer and closer to the decision time. What will kind of be the factors that you really are looking for in a college that will really attract you to the school?
For me personally, education's a big thing. My parents talk about education and how that comes before sports, and I have to keep my grades up and my schoolwork up before I'm able to play. And my parents have instilled that in me since I was little, since I was little playing all types of sports. So that's definitely a big thing. A school that has something that I want to look into, something that I want to learn about, and that I'm passionate about. But also a good relationship with coaches and the players, the campus. When it comes a time where I would like to, start my life.
Without a doubt. I mean, obviously having the future set in mind because you never know when the ball shot's bouncing. I mean, you could obviously have the chance of playing at the next level, even past college and play professionally, but at some point there will be a time that there is time for something else. And when that time comes, just having that other plan and really what really you like to would be a great thing to have.
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
And then another great event you kind of got to play a part of was Justin Vargas' event, obviously the show. Talk about what that was like and really how you enjoyed playing in that.
I thought that was also a great event. It was really fun to have all my friends from around AZ that I don't get to see as often during season and club to come together and put on that event. I thank Justin for that. That was an amazing event. I had to leave early because I had to catch a flight out to UCSD for a camp, but I enjoyed the time while I was there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's always something. Obviously, having Vargas, he's always put together a bunch of great events, especially recently. It's just been great seeing all the guys like get a lot more attention media-wise from colleges and all that at these events.
Yeah, and also events like that, I feel like it brings AZ hoopers together to represent Arizona.
No doubt. I think that is the thing that's so cool that not a lot of states really have that. I mean, we have the ability to have really a smaller community. It's not as big as something spread out like California or some other states, but also it's like there's still so much talent in it. It's not too small where there's not enough talent. Like, there's still a ton of D1 players in Arizona right now and elite players. So being able to have all of them come together is a great thing.
True, because we're not like New York or Cali and big states and big basketball states, but we have hoopers. We're tough.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And before I let you go, I'd like wrapping up with a couple different questions. The first one being, who would you say in your life would be your biggest role model?
Honestly, I'm gonna say my dad. He's been my biggest role model. He just taught me a lot of things, basketball, outside of basketball, school. My mom's also a big role model for me. She is more role model outside of basketball because my dad's more basketball related role model wise because he just taught me everything I know. He also taught me when I played other sports. He's taught me things that would help me in that sport and in life. But my mom is a role model off the court, in school, and my studies and stuff.
That's awesome. I mean, God obviously always gives someone in your life, whether it be a sibling, parents, your family members, extended family, friends, whatever it is. That just kind of keeps you as close as possible as your dream and helping you to kind of achieve that dream. That's what's so key and important.
Yes, very.
And my last question before I let you go is just saying, how would you say God has kind of got you to the point you're at today?
Oh, God played a big role in my life. He's amazing. We go to church every Sunday that I can when we don't have tournaments and stuff. We go to Fountain of Life House of Worship. I enjoy that church very much. My best friend Sydney introduced me and my family to that church. We've been going this is our, second or third year going to that church. And it's a great church. I love God so much. He's done amazing things for me. My mom preaches all the time about the amazing wonders that God does for people, especially us and my family. She makes sure that we keep our faith in God no matter what. Anytime anything bad happens, she will always be the first one to pray, which me and my sister see that, and we take that in.
Without a doubt. And that's always something that's so great because you know that no matter where you are, what stage in life you're at, God's going to be there for you. And, I mean, it could be the ups and downs. I mean, there obviously will be low times, there will be great times, but He's always going to be there for you and just kind of help guide you along your path and always keep you true to who you are.
Yes, all true.
No doubt. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking your time out today to come on. Best of luck this upcoming season. Obviously, it's going to be a big time year. I can't wait to see what you and Sunnyslope can do.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, bro. God bless.
God bless you too.